What's going on, everyone? So, what do the Lakers do with Gabe Vincent? I mean, this guy has been unbelievably bad. He is, by every metric, literally the worst NBA player in the league right now per minutes and whatnot, right? Like, obviously, there's guys that, have given you zeros and have played, 3 minutes. But Gabe Vincent, for a guy that is averaging the minutes that he's averaging, which is 17.6 on the season, the guy is giving you nothing. Literally nothing. This season, so far, he is averaging 17.6 points through 11 games. He is shooting 27.1% from the floor. His field goal percentage is under 30%. He was 30% last year, and that's how bad he was, right? 3-point percentage on 2.7 attempts per game. He's shooting 16.7%. Even me being nice and rounding it up is only 17%. Last season, he shot 11%. And that is, again, me rounding it up. 2-point percentage. He is shooting 44.4% on 1.6 attempts. That is the worst of his career since his rookie season, where he shot 20% on 1.1 attempts. He is having the worst season he has had of his career since his rookie season. And last year was his worst season of his career since his rookie season. The guy is giving you 3 points per game and not even one average in any other category. He is averaging 0.8 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.5 steals, 0 blocks, and 0.6 turnovers. He is literally averaging more turnovers than he is assists. I've broken this down before, but I'll just go over it real quickly. So far, his overall, minutes played, 194 minutes. He's made 13 out of 48 shots. He's made 5 out of 33s. He's made 8 out of 18 two-pointers. He has an EFG of 32.3%. He is shooting 50% from the foul line on 2 attempts. He's had 7 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 9 total rebounds in 11 games. 9 rebounds in 11 games. He's given you 5 assists in 11 games. He's given you 6 steals in 11 games and 7 turnovers. He literally has more turnovers than he does assists and steals. He has more fouls than assists and steals combined. He has more. This is crazy, right? So he has more fouls and turnovers than rebounds, assists, and steals combined. He's giving you 32 points total. The guy has been completely irrelevant. And it's really frustrating. It is. It's frustrating because it's like, this is a guy that was looked at as arguably our best acquisition last season because of what he did with Miami the previous season. The guy was the 3rd best player on a finals team and was excellent. And I keep hearing people make excuses, just wait till he's in the playoffs, right? He's the playoff guy. You have to make the playoffs. I don't care what Gabe Vincent does in the playoffs. You have to get to the playoffs. And you want me to trust that a guy that's shooting under 30% from the floor is all of a sudden going to be a 40% guy? No. Dude, he's never been a great shooter, period. I mean, his career is 33% from 3-point range. Right? But to be 17%? Right? To be as bad as he's been? I mean, the guy's unplayable. He is literally statistically the worst player in the league. Patrick Beverley, a couple seasons ago, he was the worst offensive player in the league. That wasn't an opinion, that was a fact when he was on the Lakers. That's literally, Gabe Vincent has assumed that role. Gabe Vincent is just, he's unplayably bad. And I get it. You don't have very many options, right? If you're JJ Redick, you're like, what other choices do I have? Until Vando gets healthy or Wood or somebody like that. Look, I've made the argument that I think you need to play Max Christie over Gabe Vincent. I do. I just think I did a whole video breaking it down. So go check it out. So I don't want to spend 10 minutes going over it again. But literally, Max Christie has played like 100 fewer minutes and has been better in every category. He has more total rebounds, more total assists, same number of steals, more points, literally more points in like 100 fewer minutes on like fewer attempts. He has a better 3-point percentage, better shooting percentage. He's like tripled him in rebounds. Like, there's nothing that Gabe Vincent has been better at this season than Max Christie. Max Christie, even defensively, has been better. Like, give me the 21-year-old with the upside and potential over the 28-year-old who is giving you nothing. Right? Like, it's just, at what point do you just say, Gabe, I'm sorry, I like, you're out of the rotation, my guy. Right? Like, do you send him to the G League? Try to get him to build his confidence up or something? Right? Like, I know another thing, like, people talk about, oh, you got to keep playing him for his trade value. Well, one, all he's doing is just butchering whatever little trade value he had, if any. Two, nobody's trading for Gabe Vincent because they want Gabe Vincent. Supposedly, the Milwaukee Bucks are interested in Gabe Vincent, but that's because they're desperate for guard defense. Like, they don't even need him. They don't even necessarily want him to score or do anything. They just want him for guard defense, right? Like, they wanted Patrick Beverley back for that reason. So, like, Milwaukee would be willing to actually take him. But most teams, anybody that is going to take on Gabe Vincent via trade, they're not taking him on for the player. They're taking him on as like, say a Zach LaVine trade, right? Okay, well, we'd rather pay Gabe Vincent $11 million a year than pay Zach LaVine $40+ million for the next 2 years, right? Because Gabe Vincent only has one more year on $11 million, right? Or use like a Jeremy Grant trade. It's like, we could take D'Lo and Gabe Vincent, right? And we clear immediately $18 million off the books, or $18.5 million off the books in the offseason. And then we only have 1 year of $11 million rather than 1 year of $33 million or whatever it is, right? Or $40 million, whatever he's making that year, right? Like, so that's why teams would be interested. Teams would be interested in taking Gabe Vincent because it's like, okay, he only has 1 more year on his deal and we can cut a bunch of salary, right? So we'll take on D'Lo and Gabe Vincent. Like, no one's like, oh, hey, you know what'd be great? Let's go trade for Gabe Vincent, right? Either that or like assets. A team like Washington might go, like, hey, we'll take Gabe Vincent, we'll give you Valanciunas, but we want, a pick swap or, 4 seconds or something like that, right? Like, they're not going to be looking at Gabe Vincent as the value. Gabe Vincent could be special the rest of the way. Like, literally, Gabe Vincent could get back to being Miami Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent could literally be, I don't know, 15, 5-5. And teams I still don't think would value him. Because we've seen what happens. We've seen guys in Miami play fantastic in Miami and then go other places, specifically the Lakers, and then are awful. I mean, we're all old enough to remember Kendrick Nunn, right? And that was another one where it's like, exact same story as Gabe Vincent, which is crazy that Lakers are literally 2 for 2 in that manner. First year gets hurt, doesn't play. Second year comes back and is unplayably bad. It is wild that happened literally, like, same story, same script twice. Literally remake Kendrick Nunn 2.0. It's just, it's not even slightly different. It's crazy. But your hope is that Gabe Vincent turns it around and gets back to being a competent NBA player. Right? Like, the hope is that, he can get back to being even just like 8-2 or whatever. Right? Knock down 1 or 2 threes a game and give you 1 or 2 drives or, as just like a slasher cutter, right? Like, that's your hope. But I don't see that happening. What's crazy though, is that like Gabe Vincent will probably end up getting traded and then he'll probably be good again elsewhere. Like, not like great. Because again, he never was a great player. Like, nobody was ever looking at Gabe Vincent and being like, oh, wow, this dude is a superstar. But he was looked at as a very good player, a real piece that could contribute and help the Lakers. A two-way guard that usually those type of guys have huge success alongside LeBron James, right? Because LeBron usually has the ball in his hand so much. And it's like Gabe Vincent kind of being that point of attack. He can give you a level of consistency, right? Like, obviously, Dennis Schroeder, it was disappointing because Dennis Schroeder's upside, I even talked about this when it happened. Dennis Schroeder's upside is greater, outside of this season. Dennis Schroeder's been ridiculous this season, but previously, it was, hey, Dennis Schroeder, his upside's bigger, but you don't know what night that upside's going to come through, right? Like, one night, he'll give you 20 and 8. And then the next night, he's like giving you 2, and he's like 1 of 12, has like 7 turnovers and 2 assists. And you're like, dude, like, what happened, right? Like, where Gabe Vincent, it was like, okay, yeah, he's not going to have the upside that Dennis Schroeder has. He'll have that occasional, that random like 18-point game, right? Like we saw in Summer League last year. But usually it's like, okay, you can clock him in. He's going to give you, 6 to 8 points. He's going to, be hard-nosed defense, just absolute lockdown and clamps, right? He's going to give you that hustle, that energy, that effort. He's going to do the dirty work and do all the little things that you need from Gabe Vincent. And he just hasn't done any of that. He hasn't done any of that. And it's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. Because it's just, we need him. I mean, he's been worse defensively than D'Lo this season. D'Lo has a defensive rating of 120 so far this season through 11 games. Gabe Vincent's defensive rating is 121. Gabe Vincent has been worse defensively than D'Angelo Russell. Like, it's make it make sense. Again, make it make sense. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Disagree? What do you think that the Lakers should do with Gabe Vincent? Do you think just don't play him? You got to stop playing him. Enough is enough. Do you think no, you got to keep playing him and hope that he turns it around, that he figures it out? Do you think that you got to trade this guy for whatever bag of chips, whatever you can get? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.